Yo, what is up guys? So we're here to talk about the new meta in Overwatch, the quad tank. Now I was playing it as many times as possible, as much as I could by trying to get my team to actually run it because sometimes people don't like to cooperate, which is totally understandable. People don't like to play certain heroes, that's cool too. So anyways, I hopped on my Smurf account because I heard about this and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try this. So all the gameplay that you guys are seeing is actually from last night, but it got super popular last night. Like so many teams were running it. I want to say it was almost in like a third of the games. And a lot of times what happens is they see something in Overwatch League and they're like, I'm gonna try to run it myself, and it doesn't work out. But this one 100% works. Like, it's so easy to play, and a lot of these players, they didn't even play some of these heroes. I'm like, dude, trust me, like, it's good, it's really good, and it really is super good, as you guys will see. And I'll kind of explain it as far as like what each hero should be doing as far as the role goes. So the basic concept as far as the heroes go is to run a Lucio, a Moira, and that's because everyone is going to be in this kind of ball composition where everyone's going to be super close to each other, so you're going to get lots of value out of the Moira heals as well as the Lucio heals. And you're going to be seeing us, I don't think anyone even died, this is just straight face rolling the other team. And it happened in Overwatch League, and I think that this is really what made it super popular. And everyone's talking about it right now because it's really good. It's just not one of those things where it's overhyped, where you see it in Overwatch League, but in a real game you couldn't pull it off because it requires too much coordination. In fact, you can make a lot of mistakes in this composition, and it still is super good. So basically, again, you want a Lucio, a Moira, so you can get that ball composition heals. And then what you want to do is, usually you want a D.Va, a Roadhog, a Zari, and a Reinhardt. And those are the most important ones, and you guys will see us. We'll just go face roll them again over here. But they knew what we were running, and we'll talk about how kind of to counter it, but it's really difficult, and I'll explain why. So anyways, you guys will see this Reaper. He's trying to get this flank, right? Then there's also this Mei that walls off someone inside, but killing, you know, anyone in the team is very difficult because both of the healers can kind of escape from the Mei. Obviously, Lucio can just speed boost away so he doesn't get frozen. And then Moira obviously can just, you know, go use her Wraith form, get away, and all the tanks generally don't die to a Mei that fast. So our team's going to be able to just go ahead and just face roll. Again, the Reaper wasn't really, like, he was trying to position himself where he can go for this flank. But the problem is that we can still usually just outpace them. And again, we're just pretty much face rolling it. We ended up having a D.Va die, but that's very minor when you compare it to us just, again, face rolling. And that's what you're seeing a lot of these times versus quad tanks. A lot of these other teams are just dying instantly. A lot of the teams that would run like anything strange, like one person playing Torb, one person playing like Symmetra, you're just getting face rolled. And McCree's are just getting rolled super hard right now. And I've seen this a lot in other streams. In fact, one of the guys that I do follow, his name's PvP Twitch, and he's like, dude, the only thing that beats quad tank is quad tank right now. And he showed it off, and I'm like, dude, the other teams just can't deal with it. And in this instance, they ended up running a Bastion. So this kind of surprised us. They did swap to a Bastion, and it was positioned in a spot where we really couldn't deal with it, so we ended up having to reset. D.Va also lost her mech, and D.Va's, again, really important for this role, and I'll kind of explain her role. And she's actually one of the best tanks right now in the game for so many reasons, and then she became even better when the Mercy nerf happened, because a lot of people are playing Ana as well as Moira right now, and when you eat a Moira, or Moira loses a lot of value, and in addition to that, she just destroys Ana, because, well, what is Ana going to do against a D.Va that runs up and hits defense matrix and shoots missiles at the same time? So it's like, bro, you can't hit me, but I'm shooting these missiles at you, and by the way, you have no escape because you're playing Ana. So it's really difficult. And anyways, in addition to that, we'll talk about like what each of the heroes should be doing. Roadhog, well, don't flank. Now, it's really hard for me to do this because I pretty much I did play some other heroes, but I pretty much one-trick Roadhog to get Grandmasters, and I pretty much just played flank Roadhog, meaning I did not stick with the team. That's why I wanted to try it out on my Smurf account. Now this one is 3,300, so it's Diamond. I mean, I will say it'll be at least Masters pretty soon if I just stick with this. But I try to keep this account a little bit lower so I can play with some of my friends. But it's so good. Like, I've made so many mistakes playing with the team. It's a lot of times it's because you'll see that the D.Va's either pushing something or the Lucio's pushing something, and it's making me miss a hook. But for the most, and also Reinhardt's a hammer, he does push things. But you can see majority of these pushes are just straight up face rolls. Like, we're just going over the team, and they really can't do anything. In this scenario, one of the guys didn't even play one of the heroes. I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. It's easy. Just go top right. We're going to surprise him. And you guys will see, we're just going to face roll their entire team super fast. Now, Zarya is actually really important for this role as well. So D.Va basically, she needs to just single out a target. Basically, if there's an Ana or Moira, you just eat the orbs. Against Ana, you just want to be able to prevent her from getting off that grenade. If she gets off the grenade, Zarya is there to try to prevent two people, well, herself and another hero, from being anti-healed. But you guys can see this McCree, he wasn't ready, man. Like, their whole team was not ready. You guys can see their whole team just falls apart really fast because you're just rushing in, and like their whole team is just like, what the heck's going on? Reinhardt swinging the hammer, and as Reinhardt, one important thing to do is actually swing your hammer instead of shielding, because you have enough HP to basically just take the damage and just face roll the game. And I think this is a really strong comp on first points of most maps, just because you speed boost in, they're just, again, they're not ready for it. And on the second point, you guys will see over here, I ended up just trying to get in a Logan Paul video. I just ended up destroying myself, just holding forward, because I want to swap off. I think for pushing the payload, it's better to perhaps not run quad tank, especially on like Eichenwald, where, you know, they're going to have the high ground and it's not just going to be as fun for you as a tank. Although if you're playing like D.Va Winston, maybe you can kind of engage the top a little bit easier. However, I don't think Winston is like the ideal tank. Now, you're seeing this one on Hanamura. One of our guys swaps off. So the Reinhardt ends up swapping off for a Zarya. So basically we're missing out on the Reinhardt. Instead of Reinhardt, we have Winston. I don't think it's the greatest case over here, and it's because it's just the way that Winston's bubble works. Like, he can be okay, but I just don't think it's ideal. Again, I think Reinhardt is the ideal, like, other tank for this setup, but it's great. Like, you guys can see over here, we just basically threw out a lot of damage. I think I was getting hit by Soldier on the top. I guess there was a few sentries. Unfortunately, I didn't see them. I guess Winston didn't see them either. But I mean, yeah, Winston can be good against Seperate, but against Seperate, dude, this is a joke. They had, like, Ana is only heals, so we're able to face roll. There was one death on our team, and again, we're face rolling. It's going to be kind of the same thing over and over. But I wanted to show you guys one last gameplay from Lunar Colony, where they tried super hard to destroy this composition. Because I was thinking to myself, you know, what would I do against this composition? Because, you know, it was ran a few times the night, and majority of the time our team was just like, let's just run 4 tanks as well. And that's honestly like kind of the best answer. So shout out to you, PvP Twitch, for showing me the answer to quad tank, which is to play quad tank yourself. A lot of people are saying, dude, this is destroying the game. I don't know, dude, I like this much better than Mercy, man. But anyways, what they're running right now is they're running a Reaper as well as a Bastion, Orisa, and a Reinhardt. Now you can see the D.Va went out super far by herself. We all in the team chat were like, D.Va, what are you doing? Stick with us. You have to stick together, and that's important. So this does require team coordination, but I would say, you know, most people can follow instructions. I mean, even when I was playing at like a really low rank, when I was playing on a bronze account, people do try to communicate, and people do try to run certain things. Now, it usually trickles down from the top. Like, if they're running Overwatch League, people see it, and they're like, oh, I'm going to try it myself, and it slowly trickles down. But the thing is that you're able to make a lot of mistakes, and that's one reason why I think this quad tank is so strong, is you're able to just make ding-dong mistakes and still get away with it because, well, you have a lot of HP. And the thing when you're up against the setup where they're running Bastion and Orisa, or like Ryan, like they're playing Super Shield. Like, obviously we can't really chip damage them. We have to go in. But again, that D.Va she just didn't really want to listen. She wasn't in team chat. A little bit more difficult here. Again, D.Va just super far out. I don't know why. She was trying to engage over there. I just kept on saying go left. A lot of people do go right on this map, but I wanted to test out going on the left side to see, you know, what else we can do, because on the right side there's the Mega, and you can basically regroup at that, and then you can speed boost in and kind of just wreck them. But again, I wanted to try something else out, because, you know, I already know on the right side it's good. Let's try the left side, and let's just see what, like, you know, comes out of it. But basically, this is such a strong play. Once you build up ults, it's totally fine with running Bastion, Ryan, or Risk, because, you know, that's minimum 3 people just sit and protect the president, right? Now, it really relies basically on Reaper getting, like, the most amazing ult of all time if, you know, they want to win and beat this once we build up ults, because we had, like, 4 minutes to push one tick, you know, because we've been running quad tank. So basically, when Zarya pops her ultimate, you have D.Va Bomb, which, well, you can't really stop. Even if Lucio drops the beat, it does 1,000 damage, so maybe 1 or 2 of the tanks would survive. Because the way it's oriented, it's very hard to use your shield to block the D.Va Bomb. It's almost impossible because of its radius. So you guys will see the Zarya is going to be popping ult. I can follow up on Zarya's ult, the D.Va can, and the Ryan can just swing his hammer. He can try to slam the ground. He can try to pop his ult as well, but at this point we didn't even need it. You guys will see the D.Va ends up just wasting ult, the Reinhardt wastes ult because it was game over. We didn't even need them because again, once Zarya builds up that grab against like the Bastion setup, like you can easily just take that and then you just kind of face roll the next point if you happen to have extra ults. We had 2 extra ults there too. So huge stuff, but anyways guys, yeah, that is the quad tank setup. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's so much fun to play, and I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about it, as well as just giving my thoughts on it. I think it's good. It's fun to play because, you know, it's kind of new to me because, again, I pretty much primarily play flank Roadhog, and now I'm sticking out with the team. So it's different, but it's fun, and I think it's definitely going to be shifting up the meta quite a bit. But you guys can let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section below now that we're at the end of the gameplay over here. But that's my thoughts on the quad tank. It's very, very good. It's very easy to play. Definitely highly recommend any of you guys to check it out and try it out yourself because it's easy to play too. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more Overwatch content.